did the thing. Is that everything?
That's everything. You did it. Look at you.
Oh, no, you didn't. See, you
Yes,
fibbed.
I did.
You fibbed. You fibbed.
I did not fib.
You are horrible. It's a good thing I don't pay you because I would fire you. Nope, down. Quit being cute. Lay down. Be good. Hi everyone, Bethany Wilson here from Rough Start Rehab, Dog Training and Rescue, and this is my lovely assistant,
Chris Davison.
You're not gonna let me give you a weird opening?
No.
Not today.
Not today.
Not today.
See all the welts? She gave those to me, so I'm kind of in pain right now.
I did not give you those welts. The chiropractor gave you those welts.
True,
that was not me. He's trying to blame me. And if I did give you the whelps, you deserve it.
Oh, okay.
All right, everyone. So a little bit of change of pace. We're out here in North Hollywood Park, and yeah, let's dive right in. Oh, okay. So I have a new rule now. I have a new rule. See my notes?
No.
See my notes are in red.
Got you.
And I did gigantic writing so you could see without your glasses.
I don't have my glasses. I just realized that.
I did gigantic writing. So if it looks like crazy, that's because of him. I want you to follow along with what I say. I want you to read that. Let me know if I missed anything.
Gotcha.
That way maybe I can be faster and more, efficient like you want me to be so I don't bore everybody
Move it
to death.
along.
All right? Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay.
All right.
Little side note, as it gets darker outside, before I turn my light on, the camera starts to focus in and out over and over. Slightly annoying, just a heads up. You're not going crazy when you see it, and it's definitely something we're fixing so it doesn't happen again.
First question is from Hannah Mountfort, something like that. It says, "Hi Bethany, I have a question for you. Hopefully a quick one. I have a 10-month-old Kelpie mix named Pepsi, who has been, I like Coke better, I'm just saying.
You don't name a dog Coke, but Pepsi is really cute. But please, don't name your dog Coke.
A 10-month-old Kelpie mix named Pepsi, who has been crate trained since we got her at 3 months old. She's recently been barking and whining in her crate at night, waking myself up and my partner up several times during the night, and it is getting really tiresome. It's a lot of noise out here, so I don't know if you guys can hear us or not. During the day, if she is crated, she will settle down quickly and sleep, not so at night. I know her noises are not related to her needing to be toileted. I have also tried ignoring her. This also doesn't seem to be helping. Her crate is in the main room on the other side of the wall from our bedroom. If she is making noises, she will immediately be quiet when she hears me get up. I'm finding it really difficult to snap her out of making noise. How do I make her realize barking and whining in her crate is not okay and help her and us have a quiet night?
Okay. All right. So I don't know what you've tried so far. I don't know if you've done the crate training door exercise where they whine and you go in there and open it just a couple of inches. And when the dog, tries to go out, you slam the crate door on their cute little face. No, I'm just kidding. Your aim is not to bop them in the nose, but if you did do that, it's not the end of the world. They'll be fine. But it's just when they start to go, you just have that couple of inches and you make a loud noise with the crate door so they back off. That's where you want to start. And then what I would really focus on is one of two things. One is to just make the crate a better, calmer, safer place in general. And how you do that is you want to practice patterning the crate as a command. So different than when you go to bed at night, you actually work with crate down, little bit of kibble. Okay, or break, release word to come out. Crate down, little bit of kibble. And if the dog is bolting in the crate, all excited, you actually slow that down by one, completely omitting food, which at 10 months old, you can absolutely do. They don't need food for drive for this exercise, but you can use food if you need drive. But you actually have them on leash and you walk up to the crate door and you stop and they're like, I don't understand. And it's just about slowing them down. So right up to the crate door and make them stop. They don't have to sit, but they do have to stop pulling. Then you say crate down, break, crate down, break. Happy's looking at me weird. She's like, There's no crate. I don't understand.
It's like you're preaching through your hands to her, so she's like, I don't know, are you playing or what's going on?
So make it a command first of all, and then what you can do is you can use that command for fun, or it can be just for exercise. Crate down, okay. Crate down, okay. But then you can also use it for calming. And if you want to see an example of that, I have a video of that. Just go to Rough Start Rehab on YouTube and type in calm crate patterning for calm dogs, Rough Start Rehab. That should come up. There's 2 calming videos. One is using place and one is using crate. It's also in the obedience section. It's also in the puppy playlist section. So go on there, check that out. You can see what I mean. No, that's enough being cute. No more cuteness. And then the other thing I would say is just to use a bonker. Now the bonker is for inhibition. Now bonking it's hilarious sounding in the sense that it sounds ridiculous, but I promise there's actual scientific reasoning behind it as far as dog psychology goes, and it works really great for puppies. 10 months old is a little on the older side, so I don't know if it'll be quite as much of an inhibition as I would like, but you should still try it. So you take a hand towel, fold it, roll it up, put a couple rubber bands around it, make a couple of them, or maybe three of them for the first time. You might need to do it a few times. And when you hear the whining, even though you get up and the whining stops, it doesn't matter. You quickly go into the room and already have your little bunkers set up. Say no, chuck it at the front of the crate, and it's gonna make a noise. It doesn't hit the dog. The crate door's closed, so it hits the front of the crate, and the dog might go, woo! And that's no big deal. Just say no, turn around, walk out. And there might be some residual whining, but hopefully it will stop. That's something I would try. You got to create some sort of inhibition. Sometimes just smacking the top of the crate and saying no isn't enough, especially for a 10-month-old dog. But I don't want you to just correct, because I'm familiar with Kelpies, and maybe you have a really calm, cool Kelpie, but the Kelpies I've met tend to be, they're not that common, but I've worked with a few, and they're like this. They're pretty jittery. So I definitely want you to also do, the patterning aspect of this as well. So every night before bed, maybe you just pattern her like 10 to 15 times, really low key. This is once she's already learned it, of course, but it's just crate down, okay, crate down, okay, a bunch of times, and then you slip the leash off of her, close the door, walk out. Hopefully all of those things used together will really help you.
All right.
Next, did you read the thing? Is that everything?
That's everything. You did it. Look at you.
Oh, no, you didn't. See, you fibbed.
Yes, I did.
You fibbed. You fibbed.
I did not fib.
You are horrible. It's a good thing I don't pay you, because I would fire you. Also, I just want to make a note that she's going through adolescence. She's 10 months old. A lot of dogs' personality changes whenever they hit that 8, 9, 10-month mark. Most puppies I get with behavioral issues, they're 10 to 16 months old, okay? So keep that in mind. Make sure that, any boundaries that you've put into place in the home on a regular basis, that you're tightening those up through this time in her life, because their personalities can greatly change over adolescence, and you don't want that to be more needy or more fearful or anything like that. So see if you can think of any changes in the home, or maybe you're doing more petting. Maybe you've had a rough month at work and you've been coddling her more. I mean, there's a lot of little factors that could have to do with this, so keep those in mind.
Keep those in mind.
Can you please do your job?
I'm doing my job. I'm doing exactly what I got paid for. Which was what?
Nothing.
Exactly. All right. Next question is from Jason, the Beagle guy. Or that Beagle guy.
That Beagle guy, I know. I love that.
All right.
I wonder what kind of dog he has.
I'm guessing a Beagle. I don't know. Oh, look at this. I have a Beagle. 4 months old, who likes to bite and tug on pants legs and nip at ankles, calves, all that fun stuff. Mostly when outside on the potty and walks. How can I get her to stop and give me space? What's the best way to nip it? Nip it in the bud. Oh, he's been watching.
He watches.
He's been watching. Oh, that's hilarious.
Anyway, did you lose your place?
Oh no, this is the same
Oh
thing,
yeah,
right?
that's him too. Yeah. I'll just go over. He gave me a long list of things he's already tried. So he's doing puppy training. He's tried deterrents. He's tried a trainer told him to throw treats on the ground away from the dog. I don't want to make a face, but
Hey,
what?
Hey, reward her biting my ankles.
Yeah, when your dog bites your feet,
Let's give him a
grab
treat.
treats and toss them over. Now, that's probably not what the trainer said. It was probably more of a preventative, like when you start to see the dog go after your feet, do this. But, I mean, not to be mean, but don't do that. I'm going to keep my mean thoughts in my head because that trainer probably has tons of valuable information to offer, and I just happen to not agree with that one.
Get bit by an ant.
Did you get bit?
Yeah.
Okay, so and he mentioned lots of other things that he's tried as well. So this is what I would do, and it's one of a couple of things. The most important thing is to correct the bad behavior. That's ridiculous. I don't care if the puppy is only 12 weeks old. That's unacceptable. Unacceptable behavior. Once they like hit 8 to 10 weeks, enough is enough when it comes to something so severe, because as you know, as you've probably seen, that can become a serious OCD behavior. Serious OCD behavior. Okay, so anyway, I want you hopefully this will be enough. Hopefully it's not gotten so bad that you need a really strong correction. Hopefully just going and getting a pet corrector at Petco or off of Amazon will be enough. It comes in a little red can. It's called a pet corrector. There's another kind that's called a pet convincer. You can look at both of those. They're basically the same thing, but they squirt air. So this is really important though. You don't actually put that back on the table. So say that the dog starts to do it in the house. You don't go, no, get the pet corrector. No, that's not how you do it. So the pet corrector and it's not this big, don't worry. But the pet corrector should be like an extension of you. So it should just be a simple no. Really calm, cool, chill. Now you can drink it.
Thank you.
Don't aim for the face, aim for the front chest area, maybe like to the side, but aim here. Don't do it in the face. And lay down. She's on the loose. And I would really, really prefer that you try to set your dog up to fail. And what I mean by that is the first time you use this, have the dog on leash. I don't care if it's in the house. I don't care if you got to tether that Beagle to you all day long. I want that dog on leash the first time you use the pet corrector, because I don't know what her behavior is going to be. I don't want her to run under the couch because she's scared. I don't want that. And then you have to dig her out. Then it's a whole emotional, scary thing. That is not the purpose. I just spit on Happy. That is not the purpose. Down. Sorry, Happy. Down. Lay down.
I don't like being spit on.
I blew and spit right in her ear. Sorry. Yeah. That's not the purpose. So make sure that the puppy's on leash, so when it backs up and if it tries it again, or who knows, it might have a very rare reaction, which is to bite the air. Every now and then I can't even think of the last time I met a dog that did this, but every now and then I'll use that and the dog will just try to bite at the air. So in case something like that happens, the puppy needs to be on leash the first time you use this. Take it with you on walks. Hopefully it'll be enough of a deterrent that's all you need to do. And then also I just want to say that anything overused, like corrections or anything like that, anything overused will get desensitized and not mean anything anymore. So choose your moments, make them valuable, make them count. Don't do it for long periods of time, like shh, don't do that, because then the dog's like, this is just air. There's nothing happening to me. It should be short and sweet. And then redirect right away. Don't give the dog food. You can pretend you have food and redirect into a sit or a down and then just let them chill for a second, but don't actually feed the puppy. I do not want to associate food with this ridiculously bad behavior. And then at the end of the day, that dog just needs a good leash correction too. I mean, like I would actually, again, set the dog up where I know at some point they're going to do it, and I would not, I don't think I would pop up. I would still try to pop towards the side. I'm not a big fan of popping up, but loose leash, and if it's tight, I give slack and bam, a good strong pop. Not a pull, a pop. It's like a flick, something to snap them out of it. Or even if you want, you can do just a good touch to the side behind the ribs. If none of those other things work, I mean, you can just bend down and do a good. Don't do it on their shoulder. Do it like right. You're you're hard as a rock, it doesn't work, but most people are like, oh, like that, and that's what I want for your dog. I want it to be like a pop. Okay, so those are some ideas. Now, the reason I'm like correction is because I know that you're doing obedience work. I know that you're doing the other stuff as well, that you just don't want to correct your dog and put them in their place. I know that you're doing a well-rounded thing because of all the things you mentioned and the fact that you're in classes. If that wasn't the case, I'd also be like, make sure you're working on this with your dog and trying to keep your dog calm and blah, blah, blah. But I already know that you're doing that stuff. So go to correct that dog and create an inhibition for this horrible behavior. And if it's still happening, or if you see other behaviors pop up, let me know. Looks like I would say that you probably just need to do quite a few calming drills, and I can go over that at another time. All right? I'm gonna check the camera.
Yeah, I think it may be too dark now. The next question is from Esther White. Hi Bethany. First, thank you for your videos. They're a fantastic resource for new dog owners who don't know where to start. We have a 6-month-old golden retriever, Bonnie. She seems a bit insecure and will lie down submissively whenever we meet anyone new. If the dogs are unsure of her, she will jump up and bat at them a bit, sometimes getting a growl in return, understandably. One of the things I've noticed is that she never tries to retaliate, growl back, or looks upset by this. In fact, I've never seen her upset by anything. In the house, she makes a throaty, growly noise when she appears happy. So when she gets out of the crate and her whole body is wiggling with excitement, she'll grab a toy and have a wee growl. A wee growl. I like that. All right.
She's from Scotland.
Or Ireland.
No, Scotland.
Oh, whatever.
Keep reading.
Okay. But it definitely means come and play, not stay away. Is this normal? I've never owned a dog, but my husband grew up with 2 quite wild boxers. I bet he did. And he's never seen anything like this either. We have smallish kids, and I'm worried they're going to learn to misread the growl noise, which could cause them problems in the future. I'm worried for Bonnie. Does she understand that other dogs are telling her to back off? Sorry for the long question. Thanks in advance. I'm in Scotland, and I'm incredibly jealous of your lovely beach update videos.
If you're in Scotland, aren't you like within driving distance of a beach everywhere? Like
yeah.
You're gonna have to let me know about that because I'm confused about that. Yeah, I gotta know about that. No, Dusty, down. He couldn't handle watching the squirrels.
They're antagonizing him.
I know. Man. All right. Okay, so ready to dive in on this question. Lay down. I got someone excited. Lay down on your little bag. There you go, so it's not cold. Okay, so totally normal. So I laughed out loud when I read this because it is so cute and it is so perfect for the breed. I mean, come on, think of all the golden retrievers we've met. I mean,
Allie would always grab a toy
Sage,
and wiggle when she came out of the
Chloe, Winnie. It's a really special retriever trait, and it's called gifting, where they bring people things, they bring you things while they're wiggling, and they make all kinds of throaty noises. They yodel, they whine, they talk. It's very, very typical of the breed. Like boxers are maniacs, and when boxers meet other dogs, they're like boom, 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 boom. That's boxer. That's typical for their breed. Well, this is typical for golden retrievers. Now, with that being said, there is a huge problem, and I run into it all the time. There's 2 main reasons I have issues with golden retrievers. People ask me, for help with their golden retrievers. They can't control the golden retriever's excitement, and it's because they've nurtured that excitement so much while they were young, because it's so cute. I mean, you see it, it's unbelievably cute. How do you control something that's so adorable? Well, by letting it go too far and encouraging it, you can lose control of your dog, jumping on people, jumping on kids, getting mouthy, not having a good recall, a good come command. Dogs like that, you can never rely on them off leash ever. So you need to watch that, like just be preventative and really watch over nurturing that excitement. I know it's cute and it'll never go away. Like by telling, by saying enough is enough, it won't just disappear. I promise. She'll still have that great personality, but don't encourage it. And if you completely ignore it, you might as well encourage it. It's like one of your kids doing something they shouldn't be doing. If you ignore it, you're encouraging it. So keep that in mind with the excitement aspect.
And Golden Retrievers are very well known for pushing their boundaries.
Oh yeah, they're very pushy, very manipulative dogs because the owners nurture that cuteness factor so much. They know they're not dumb. Even though they're cute and sweet, they're very manipulative. Okay, so with that being said, the whole, squatting down when people lean over to pet, it's a little bit of a lack of confidence, a little bit of insecurity. You might see some nervous peeing, things like that. So they like people and like dogs, but they're also a little insecure. So, tell people, instead of coming in and saying hi and going on top of her like that, because she's at a really delicate age, so her temperament could change towards people like that. Have people squat down. Be like, you know what, she's a little shy. If you squat down, she'll be more comfortable. And just, prep people, to build confidence. Like I'll even carry food with me if I have a cute dog like that. And instead of them bending over and being all scary, I'll say, you know what, give her a treat. And have her, give her a treat, ask her to sit. And that builds, and they can say sit, and you can help the dog into a sit. And that builds confidence rather than being like this all the time, which at her age, I'm not saying that it will, but long term, you can create some serious insecurity issues. So I just want to point that out. The other thing is, yes, absolutely. When she bats other dogs and they growl at her, she has no clue until it's too late that she needs to back off. So that's your job. You have to step in there and tell her to get back. Growling means give space. So otherwise, other dogs are going to feel the need to go further and lash out and physically correct her. And then all of a sudden, you've got a dog aggressive, fearful Golden Retriever because you let another dog go after her because you didn't intervene fast enough. So do not let dogs work it out themselves, especially when you have such a submissive, sensitive dog. You do not want to do that. So step in to help, and have her back off. To teach her growling means back off. It's a little bit more complicated than that. It's kind of hard to go into all the nuances of it right now, which can always be a later question. You can ask me later if you like, but for now I'll stick with that in case you just pretty much know what I'm talking about. So, and as far as the kids goes, I don't know, just start working with your kids on basic behavior. I don't know how old they are, but if they're under 10, maybe under 12, I would never leave dogs alone with kids in the house. Outside is a little different, but in the house, I just wouldn't do it because you just really never know. Because even if you did teach them, body language, growling, it can still be pretty tricky. But just talk to them about it. If she's wiggling and playful like that, they'll learn. They'll definitely learn. And then maybe even show them pictures online of dogs, how they look when they're actually growling. There's a lot of different things you could do when it comes to the kids, but don't worry. Everything she's doing is totally normal and adorable, but really watch encouraging it because you could really get in a lot of trouble. And 6 months from now, you could be emailing me tons of questions of how out of control her energy is because you didn't practice, you didn't teach her how to control her impulses. Excitement, even though it's cute, it's still overexcitement, and you got to be able to control it. A dog needs to be able to turn on and turn off. And you're not training a puppy right now. You're training a dog. So keep that in mind. I hope that answers your question.
And you hit all the points.
I'm going to check it because I think now it probably is. I'll have to turn the light on. Cool.
Can you see us okay?
Yeah. So I'm really sorry how bad that other section was. I brightened it on the computer, which is really going to distort it. So I just want to apologize. I forget her name. What's her name? From Scotland?
Sorry, I'm losing my... There we go. Using my phone so I can see.
It is Esther. So Esther, again,
No.
just, yes, it is. It's the same person.
Okay.
Just listen, again, just listen to what I said, I guess, because it's going to be pretty distorted. Sorry about that. It got dark so fast that I just didn't think to look at it. So sorry about that, but she's got another short question. Well, yeah, just go ahead and read.
You good to go with all these?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This is Esther with another question. Our 6-month-old golden retriever Bonnie, like we were just talking about, Bonnie, good old golden retriever Bonnie, has been crate trained from day one, slept perfectly, no issues. However, we live in a fairly small house and she hears our morning alarm go off at 6 a.m. And she is getting up then and even earlier waking the kids, and ignoring isn't working. And the kids waking up accidentally reinforces it, I think.
Yeah, you're right about that. It absolutely does. What I want you to do, just because I don't want to sound like a broken record on the same, question and answer, go down into the info box if you're on YouTube and look at the timestamps and go to the first woman's question. It's pretty much exactly the same as yours, and I would give you the same advice. So listen to the first lady's question and just apply it to your case. And then I also just wanted to make a comment just in regards to your golden retriever. You know, the submission, the nervous, overexcited energy, you know, the fact that they're hard to control when it comes to those things, and the fact that they think that all life is good. That's why, you know, someone can growl at her and she's just like, whatever, you don't mean it. You know, that's those are all really good things, but they also can be really difficult things to manage. So it's kind of a trade-off for the breed. It's such a great breed, but those things are kind of a trade-off. Like, we have a border collie and he's so sweet, and he's actually a mild-mannered dog for a border collie, and he's also cuddly, which is great, and he's very driven, which is great, but he has a huge, squirrel fetish, and that is a trade-off for that particular breed. And he's a little bit territorial if we're not in the home. In the home, he loves everybody, but if we're out in public, he would just prefer not to greet people. I mean, he'll tolerate it, but he doesn't love it. He's very true to his breed, which is just to be skeptical of people when he's out and about with me, which I know is not every border collie, but those are breed traits. So, it's a trade-off. So just kind of keep that in mind and just know that you are always working towards those specific issues. All right.
Cool. Next question is from Nick. Or is it Nick?
I know. 14 Nick. It's a handle.
It's a bunch of Nicks. And a bunch of Ks.
Bunch of Ks.
All right. How exactly do you give a dog a timeout for being too rough when playing? I would like to try that.
That's a really good question. So how to control a dog when they're playing, how to give them a timeout. In one of my videos, I mentioned giving my German Shepherd a timeout when he gets too excited. But here's the thing. You can't really be at a dog park and do a timeout, because then your dog is just going to lay down and stare at all the other dogs running around, and he's not allowed to do it. So he's going to load, and then you're going to release him, and he's going to explode. So what you have to do is it's relevant when it comes to like one-on-one play, like a neighbor playing or just a couple of dogs, and all the dogs have to go to their respective corners and just settle in. So a timeout just means you need to spend just as much time with your dog being calm around other dogs and just laying down. And my dog Dusty's laying down right now with tons. Well, there's probably no dogs out here anymore. It's too dark. But there were tons of dogs, tons of people. They need to spend just as much time, if not more, existing in a structured manner around other dogs as playing. And through that balance, your dog will be able to relax. And so if they get too excited, you can say, no, lay down. So the other aspect of that is teaching a really strong down command or a really strong place command, which basically is a down stay without having to say down and stay. So I've got videos on all of that, and then you proof them in different environments. So dogs don't generalize commands. You have to do that yourself. So, and what I mean by that is you have to take them to different locations and different situations and work with them on down or on place to generalize that command. in order to proof them, to be able to tell them to just go to their respective corners, everybody chill out for a little while. And then you don't say, okay, and release them and they all play again. That's not how it works. You just very calmly release them and don't encourage play. If they want to play, they'll play. Now, if they go right back to rough play again, then I'd say you need more control of your dog, or that's not the right playmate for your dog, or there's a lot of other avenues that I could go as far as that goes. Did I hit everything?
Now you hit it. More than what you had notes. So, next one is for Pablo Horteg. Excellent video. I watched about 5 different ones, but this one was the first to provide a clear and useful information. Which video is he talking about?
He's talking about the leash reactive, the 2 leash reactive videos I made on how to use a prong collar to help control leash reactivity.
Okay, awesome. All right, continue the question. I have 2 disobedient pugs who were recently attacked by a runaway German Shepherd. They weren't hurt, but they were leashed. But their leash aggression is now off the charts. I bet it is. They're now growling and leaping at 3 other friendly dogs just today. I know I really have to address it.
Yeah, and I'm really sorry about that. That stinks. And what I'm about to say is going to sound really harsh, but it's from the dog's perspective. I'm not blaming you for what happened. I've been walking dogs and not been able to keep a dog from getting bitten despite my knowledge and knowing what I need to do. So this isn't like, this isn't to get on to you, but just from your dog's perspective, you can't protect them anymore. That's the bottom line. You can't protect them. So they're gonna feel the need to kind of the Napoleon complex, whereas they act big and tough from the very beginning and they control their environment because you clearly can't do it for them anymore. I mean, that's just kind of where they're coming from. So yeah, follow those 2 videos to a T. And then what I would also really like you to do, I mean, I'm sure that you would say they're perfect inside the house. But I bet there are ways inside the house where you can work on some impulse control, waiting for food, laying down in place command for a few hours a day, being able to play and then lay down as soon as you give the command down, and then play again and down, like an on-off switch. I bet there are lots of situations where you could add more structure and more impulse control in their life in the house that will help them listen to you outside the house. Waiting at thresholds is another big one. And then also, unfortunately, working with them separately. The way they bounce off each other energy-wise, I mean, you don't have a chance. So I would commit to the next 30 days walking them separate. So it's more valuable, honest to God, if you've only got 30 minutes, it's more valuable to walk them each 10 minutes and then spend like 5 minutes making sure they're nice and calm at the threshold before you exit. That is more valuable separately than trying to walk them together for that half hour. They'll get more mental exercise and it'll just be better for them to set new habits. And then if you're successful with one at a time, then you can put them together. Likely you'll find out that one of them does great and then the other one is really the hard one to control. So when they bounce off each other, it's impossible. So don't set yourself up to fail. Start having them separate. And then yeah, work on those little things in the house. And then I would say if you really want to help yourself out, go to Tyler Muto, M-U-T-O, no, down. Your nose is going crazy. M-U-T-O, basic prong collar, how to. You can skip 1, but go to 2. So Tyler Muto, prong collar, number 2. And that'll go over all kinds of really great protocols for how to teach them what the prong collar means, even more in depth than what I did in my video, because mine was really geared more towards settling the dog down in high stress situations. And so this video goes even more in depth. So that's what I would say.
Cool.
And then last, did you get that email?
I did, but this is...
So this is from Brenda Carey, and she says, I'm going to just read it for you. I just watched your video on dog parks. It was so good. You spoke about how these places, dogs learn to associate other dogs with high drive play and never being calm. I was wondering how I can get my dog to the point of being calm around other dogs. He gets so excited and just constantly wants to play whenever he sees a dog. In the past, I would let him, but I also want him to be balanced and understand how to be calm. So what I would say is yeah, you always let your dog play with other dogs before, so that's how they see other dogs. So what I would really focus on is a super awesome structured heel where the dog is right next to you. It's very, very tight. A really good way to teach that is what I told the other guy is go to Tyler Muto, M-U-T-O, and look at his prong collar 1 and prong collar 2. And you can also use that, you can also use what he does also for just a slip leash too. But prong is way easier and doesn't put any pressure on the trachea. So anyway, I would do that and teach an awesome heel. And so when you see dogs, hopefully the training will trump the excitement. So that's the idea there. And then also, you know, go dog parks, but stay at a distance and work on down stays. Work on all of these things where your dog has to be in a position, has to be in place or in a down, and just start generalizing that everywhere. Go to the park. Just like now, I played 20 minutes of fetch with my dogs, and now they're having to lay down while I do this for 45 minutes. And it's really great. They have to stay in these positions while I do this.
45 minutes?
Yes, 45 minutes. That's
Okay.
what I'm choosing to believe.
Okay.
So anyway, I've been better. I've been more efficient. Come on.
All right.
Anyway, that's the kind of thing that you need to start doing. And I don't know the age of your dog. I'd love to know how old your dog is, and I can give you some more specifics. But yeah, so that's what I would start with. I have some videos on all of these things, down, place, generalizing downs. I have a video on generalizing downs in different areas. Literally playing with your dog and then down. So you like teach an on-off switch, and then you start to do those around stimulation. You go to the park, you see one dog 50 yards away, maybe that's all your dog can handle, and that's fine. Eventually, you know, a few months later, you could be just a few yards away from a dog playing fetch at the park, and your dog is in a downstay. So that, compared with a really structured heel, will get you really far. But here's the thing. I would do very few play dates and keep the play dates to short and sweet. Don't stay there till the dog is so wore out it can't move. You know, keep them short and sweet while you're practicing these other behaviors until you get a handle on it. So if anybody wants to ask me any questions, check out my Facebook. Hello, helicopter. Check out my Facebook, Rough Start Rehab. Hopefully you can hear that. I'll have a link down below and put it up. But we don't want to forget
The quote of the day, the motivational quote of the day.
The reason for you to watch these videos is the motivational quote.
That is why people watch.
It's why people, I know, I totally know.
Did you get like a bunch of emails saying that's why we watch the videos?
I did.
You didn't print any of those out there. I'd like to see those.
Okay.
Yeah. So today's quote is, dreams don't work unless you do. Yeah. Dreams don't work unless you do.
That's true. That's true. You know how I can apply that to training?
Do I want to know?
You got to put the work in.
Oh, I thought it was something about me.
There is no magic anything.
That's right.
She's really smelling something. We're probably surrounded by coyotes.
Or raccoons.
And we don't even know it because she's starting to get
or possums.
like on a high or something.
Well, yeah, it works with anything. It's like anything, if you're going to be successful in life, you have to put the work in, or else it's not going to be successful.
Dreaming isn't enough. It's just not. It's not. I mean, dreaming is great. You got to have dreams, but yeah, if you don't put anything into it, it's not going to happen. And sometimes, even when you do put something into it, it's not going to happen. You could watch all these videos backwards and forwards, apply them, and it still might not be enough. You might need to hire someone to come in and really fine-tune what you're doing, or we do Skype sessions. But it's still really important to understand that you got to put the work in. I just want to give a quick example. I recently had a client that asked me about calming down their dog in the crate, and they had tried this plug-in to the wall pheromone thing, and they were like, it's not working. I'm like, of course it's not working, because there is no quick fix for dog anxiety. There's just not. It might give you an edge on training, but you still have to train. So just to, give you guys kind of an idea. That was a good quote. I like that.
I like that, right? I like to dream sometimes that when it's raining outside, which is not very often because it's California, but I like to dream that the dogs have already been taken out.
Okay, that's definitely a dream, and it's not going to happen until you actually do it.
I dream that you get up and take the dogs out.
No, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
I
live in a very scary city, and I don't like to go out after dark.
Scary city, whatever.
Scary.
Oh yeah, that's why we're out here in the dark in the park.
Which, by the way, we should probably leave.
Okay, let's go home.
All right, everyone, have a good week. Make sure you send me your questions. You can private message me on Facebook or just put it below in the comment section. And
Adios. You tell him.
All right, I'm gonna like turn this light off, and we're gonna be like surrounded by these eyes of coyotes or whatever it is out here.
There's nothing around here.
I don't know.